Every team, every topic, everywhere. This is Believe.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another amazing episode of Zero Dark Nerdy, the world's most notorious pop culture podcast, brought to you by the Believe Podcast Network and, of course, betonline.ag for all your sports betting needs. Big shout out to Red Cinemas here in Center City, Greensboro, North Carolina, for all your cinematic adventures. I'm telling you, go check out Red Cinemas. I just saw Nope last night. That's another episode for another day, but Red Cinemas, check them out, redcinemas.com. I have two incredibly special guests in the building today. Melissa and Brandon from Rabbit Comics are in the building. Melissa and Brandon, how you doing today?
Good.
Hey, good.
Thank you all so much for joining us. So just a little backstory. I found these two beautiful individuals on Instagram just with their amazing, and I have to say this, very easy to navigate online store. There's a lot of online stores out there that are not easy to navigate, not easy to search stuff. And this is when I just got into Something is Killing the Children. And between that and House of Slaughter, you two have those two down in spades, plus much else. So, you know, just kind of starting off, and this is a couple questions. We did a little survey with our fans out there, and they want to know some stuff about y'all as well. So one of the first questions, obviously, is, you know, you can answer this individually, however you want to do it. Like, what were some of the first comic books that y'all got into? And we'll just kind of go from there.
The first ones I started getting into was from Brandon and the indie stuff. He had me read Something is Killing the Children. And that just like set everything off. And then I was helping with our Instagram account and then was asking people in our followers, like, okay, I need a reading list. What do you guys suggest? Give me everything that you love, and started just really diving into all of that. Like, I watched all the Marvel movies and things like that and have loved those, watched X-Men cartoon as a kid, but didn't really read much of anything, I guess, except Archie.
Yeah.
Like, make my mom buy me those in the grocery line.
Right. Good old auntie in the grocery line.
I think, you know, we grew up in the 90s. So like comics, I don't remember them being as big. Like I remember early on, like I had some of like, I can't remember what Batman series it was, but it was when it was in like an insane asylum. That was like one of the first ones I remember.
Yeah.
It had like the Batman Returns ads and stuff on the back of it.
Yeah.
But more recently it's, you know, of course, you know, growing up with X-Men, Spider-Man cartoons, every single Marvel movie you can imagine. Mm-hmm. And then, you know, I read a lot of the Thor run with Gore specifically. I remember reading that a few years back, and then jumping into indie stuff. So like Saga, Something is Killing the Children.
Yeah, Saga was incredible.
Department of Truth. I know I'm missing a bunch, but just, you know, Comixology app is great. Like just experiment with things and see what you like. But
so what were some of the first Comic-Cons that y'all went to together and you've been together now, you were saying, we were talking, you know, pre-show, 15 years now. Is that correct?
Oh, no, we have been married. This year is going to be our 18-year anniversary.
Wow.
Married at 12.
We got married. Yeah.
We were forced to get married.
We were forced. It was arranged marriage.
If you've seen Coming to America.
Yeah, we were babies. We
were only 20
years. That is absolutely amazing. And I mean, you two look like you have a blast on Instagram. Like, it's genuine. You know what I mean? It's not like you're faking it. Like, all right, once we get off, then, you know, you go to your bedroom, I'm gonna go mine. You know, you're having a blast.
Genuinely like best friends.
Yeah, we work well together too. So
even before the pandemic, like Brandon already worked remote, so we were already together.
Yeah, I've worked from
all
home
day,
for a
every
long
day.
time.
Gotcha.
And so like comics for me is more of like, you know, creative outlet versus, you know, a corporate job where
right.
bureaucracy you're dealing with all day. Comics, like, I can do whatever the hell I want.
Yeah.
Comics is what I get to do all day, every day.
And then it gets too busy, and she's got to help me.
Gotcha. So what were some of your first Comic Cons that you all attended together, whether in because you were from Denver, correct? And now you're down in Florida?
Yeah, the first one we went to, I think was, I don't know what it was called. It was Fan Expo in Salt Lake.
Okay. Yeah. That's a big one.
Long time ago. We lived.
Yeah.
I can't even remember what year it was, but it was
we
a
were
long
there.
time ago.
We were there on a trip to visit my friend out there, and Kale, our oldest,
He was really
like
little.
4 at the time, I think, and maybe 5, and Larkin was like 2. So
yeah, we decided to go and wait in this long line for like 5 hours to
Yeah.
go in, but it was
means-
fun. We got to meet
Yeah.
Grant from Ghost Hunters. I remember
Kale was so excited about that.
our oldest.
Nice.
It was-
He's a creepy kid. So he used to want to play like Ghost Hunters all the time. That's what he wanted to watch going to bed at night. And
Yeah.
he would like take his little Batman toys and pretend it was an EMF reader and like hand them out to us. And he's like doing the tour before. He's like, this is the room where the family was murdered and chopped up into little pieces and hid in the walls. I'm like, you're like 3 years old. What is this?
Where did we go wrong?
Yeah.
So how many pairs of glasses without lenses does he own? Like the host.
He went through a phase where he would like dress up, and he wore a backpack, and he had a Spider-Man costume in it with a camera. And we went to the doctor, and he made the doctor call him Peter Parker. That was his name that day.
I mean, to me, this sounds like great parenting. I don't know what's going on.
Whatever.
He had a Luigi costume and like pretended to be Luigi, like sucking up ghosts. Like he would be a different character every day.
Yeah, not Mario, Luigi.
But yeah, Luigi's Mansion, Luigi.
Yeah.
So, quick sidebar. What comics are your kids into right now for our, fans out there that have kids? What are they into?
Him to read.
When we can get them to read. I mean,
Larkin reads.
Right.
Yeah, our oldest, he likes more of like the graphic novels with Dog Man and
Okay.
Captain Underpants and stuff like that.
Okay.
But Larkin, our middle kid, our daughter, who's 10, she is into a lot of the stuff. She'll read Twig. She's really into right now. She loved
We Live.
Okay.
She read
Yeah.
Strange Academy.
Strange Academy. I made the mistake and like started to let her read the Me You Love in the Dark. Luckily, I cut that off before like the sex scene and like the murder puppet of her friend.
Right.
like Scotty.
Yeah. I mean, it was like Scotty Young. I'm like, oh yeah, you can read this. I hadn't read it yet all the way.
BetOnline is the fastest and easiest way to wager on all your favorite sports, contests, and events with first-to-market odds and lines. Find reviews and news for every league, including Major League Baseball, NFL, NBA, NHL, combat sports, esports, and even golf. BetOnline continues to be the top online resource for all your sports information, from live in-game betting, props, and futures. Head to BetOnline today or use your mobile device to join and make your first sports bet. Use our promo code BELIEVE50, that is BLEAV 50, to receive your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. BetOnline, where the game starts. Where did the idea for Rabbit Comics come from? So I want to know about the name and just, was this pandemic? Like, hey, listen, we can.
No, it was pre-pandemic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was, I was working from home.
It's about
And
4 years ago when we
I
were
felt like I had a
locked
lot
down.
of extra time, when you
Yeah.
work from home, like you're just sitting around. And so I surfed a lot of eBay and Facebook, and I saw graded comics. I never really looked at graded comics. So that's kind of where I went first. I was
Yeah.
like, well, I can see if I can do this.
Yeah.
So I tried. I bought a bunch of comics, got some stuff graded, and I used to just sell mostly on Facebook.
Mhm.
Just Facebook auctions or like the raffles on Facebook, which is kind of a gray area, but people do it. And then I bought the URL at one point because I figured I'd want to do it. And the name Rabbit was kind of like my spirit animal. Sounds stupid.
Okay.
But like I have a tattoo like on my arm. There's like a rabbit hidden in here.
Okay.
But
I always wonder that too, because on the Whatnot videos, I'm like, man, that shit looks so cool. I would love to see
Yeah, it's like
more detail in it.
a cyberpunk-ish rabbit
Okay.
like design stuff.
yeah, it's hard.
It's hard to see.
Hard
Yeah.
to see.
That's on purpose,
But-
kind of too. So, so yeah, and with that, I was kind of surprised. The simple fact that rabbitcomics.com was available. I'm like, that's
Yeah.
easy to do.
Yeah.
On top of, like,
Yeah.
who doesn't know how to spell rabbit?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Being a UX designer.
So like the UX kind of comes into it, and
Simple, easy to spell.
Right.
It's
Right.
like-
And even us dyslexic people can spell
Yeah.
and not mess up.
and so like it was, I think during the pandemic, I was like, oh, let's just make a website. And it took a while for people to actually come to the website. It's really hard, especially when you're not like spending money on AdWords or
Right. It's not an overnight thing. A lot of people feel like, whether if you start an online store, you start a podcast, whatever, it's like, if I don't have Joe Rogan numbers tomorrow, I'm a failure. It's like,
Yeah.
dude, Joe Rogan took 12 years to get to where he is.
It's a
Yeah.
slow
And
trickle and a
anything.
lot of work.
Yes.
A lot of work. A lot more work than you think. A lot more than you think when you start too.
Sure.
You're like, hey, why are only 2 people visited my site today?
So did you create your website being a UX designer?
Yeah, I designed it. It's a Shopify site.
Yeah,
So you
yeah.
stuck with the structure of it. There's stuff I'd want to change, like stuff that bugs me. I won't point that out. For everyone. But that's always stuff I want to change. And,
Sure. I mean, that's the inherent UX designer in you.
I'm always like, I wish I could do this, but that's money and time and everything.
I gotta say, we talked off camera on this. I feel like your store is one of the easiest to navigate, and I'm going against like brick and mortars and a lot of other companies out there. It's just, you put in the search, you have what you have. Like, it's just, everything is right there for you. And I love the personal touch that you put in the packages. I think, to me, that is a great sign of customer service. And I know you just pointed to Melissa on that. Like, I love that. And I was a bartender for 15 years. So customer service is my thing. And that's what we try to like represent on the show, and everything else is just, hey, how do like local people like us try to get ahead in life? And I feel like between just your website design and then that nice little touch of just a personalization on the packages makes everything. So, just how, like, as far as that, like the personal touch there, Melissa, like, was that just something that you just wanted to add on there on top of the website? Like, tell us a little bit more about that.
Well, I was at a play date at a bar, and I made the children draw me little faces for ideas and inspiration. And then I started like drawing them on little packages.
But you've included notes and
But yeah,
stuff,
I've always
and
included like little notes and stuff. Like,
we change up our stickers.
I think it's important getting to know people and know their names and make it feel more of a community.
Mhm.
And
yeah, because comics is definitely, with Instagram, you notice you get a lot of repeat customers, and it's a community.
Yeah.
And Whatnot is kind of added to that on top of it. But be crappy about it.
Yeah.
Right. And I
You gotta
noticed
be-
that too. Like on, I think the last 2 weeks I was able to finally like, all right, I got to put this on the calendar. I can't forget this. And like I said, I had the Turbo Whatnot experience beforehand, not through them. So that's for another conversation for another day. But I love how when people are coming on, it's that personalization, that customer service, that velvet rope, white glove service. I feel like y'all give that sets you apart from so many other websites and stores, to where it's just like, I think that the rest of your fans know this too. It's like, even though we don't know each other, like, I feel like I know them. Like, this is awesome. Like, my business is valued. And especially nowadays, we're getting ready to hit a recession, and people don't have as much money to spend. Like, it feels good knowing that the money that we do have to spend, whether if we're billionaires or just trying to get by, is appreciated.
Yeah, someone cares. Yeah.
when like I've made a point to like certain usernames, I recognize now and I know what their first name is by their username.
Yeah. She keeps good notes. This is where the planner comes in and I just remember things. So once I remember it, I'll remember it. But
yeah. But that's something too, like with being dyslexic, like I have to like see it, I have to write it, I have to say it, all these things. Because normally like someone will tell me their name And the second their name comes out of their mouth, I've already forgot it.
God, Charlie Brown, wah, wah, wah.
Yeah.
That's me on work calls.
It's something like I really, really try to work on and make a point.
No, she puts a lot of work into that stuff.
It shows. It shows. Like I said, even if we weren't doing this interview now, you have one of the more enjoyable Whatnot pages that I've been to where you're not just, okay, here's this, here's that. We're doing a giveaway. It's very personable. Like you can establish a connection. And I think that means a lot, especially now in this day and age.
Yeah. Like while the book is running, we're not just like, bye.
Right. Like even I think the first time I went on.
Bidding on, tell you a little about it. Okay, have fun, bid. Now we're gonna chat.
And then I'll cry when it goes too low.
People and when a signed and remarked slab goes for $15, we're like, oh fuck.
Right. You gotta put the little be back technical difficulties be back soon. We're crying right now because this went for a much lower rate.
More than the drink.
Yeah, we're doing shots at the bar right now. We'll be right back for the giveaway.
That'll be our show will evolve that way. We just drink every time it goes too low.
Every time it goes too low. I brought this up on our like pre-show or whatnot. Your custom covers are fantastic to me. Literally, like some of the best in the game. What is your process when it comes to, is it like something where you pick the artist yourself? Like, how does that all work out when it comes to your custom covers for, whatever comic books that you're choosing?
Yeah, generally we try to match an artist with what kind of style we think would match the book.
Okay.
That would be like the simplest way. Sometimes that doesn't always work out. But usually we want to match someone's, style with what we're thinking in our head. This is the best way to describe the creative process on that. Yeah. Like, I don't know. It's hard to put into words, but it's usually maybe we have some sort of concept, some sort of style, like color wise, or you're looking at like realistic versus more abstract art.
Right.
Just depending on what works with what you think would work with that cover.
Yeah. Certain artists, we just tell them like free range. You can come up with what you want. I think our cover with Boom for Something Is Killing the Children 25 that is actually going to be delivered tomorrow. The Zoo or Zoo one. That's the only one where we didn't get to pick our artist, and we just got super lucky.
Well, we got to give a list of artists.
You had they had a list of all the artists, and you got to pick like your top 3 and cross your fingers and hope you got one of those. Zoo was our first choice. So we were super excited after working with her for The Closet. Yeah. Another James Tynion series.
Nice. So when it came to the furthest place from here, was that the same thing, or did you actually get to pick that?
Furthest place? No, one or two.
Well, both, to be honest with you, because I love both.
The first one, we picked both of them. I'd worked with for the second one, I'd worked with Ivan on a bunch of covers.
Yeah.
Ivan, and Sheldon did the first one. We hadn't worked with him before, so we just tried out new things, and we just did that. Just did it, where he's like, let's do, homage to
the comedian.
The
Watchmen
cover. I'm like, sure, let's see how it works.
Yeah.
It's perfect. I love that. And then the second one with like the John Wick.
It was like a John Wick with the hammer instead of the gun. Yeah.
And Brandon actually designed the background of that comic.
My contribution.
He did that behind Ivan's artwork on there.
Yeah, because I always wondered how that worked out, between as far as distribution and, figuring out how it's going to be exclusive towards yours. Because I love... and I'm literally like looking at them. I want to like walk over. Yeah, I know we're not live, but I have the Watchmen one, and then I have part 2, which is like the John Wick one. And I was just like, damn, this is dope. And then the funny thing is, when I bought them, I didn't even know it was y'all, because I was put my bid in, and then I saw it was like Rabbit Comics. I'm like, great, and my money's still going to people that I love. So this is fantastic.
Each publisher's a little different with how they work. some publishers, like you pick the artist and then they're like, you're not allowed to talk to the artist. We talk to the artist.
Oh, wow.
Which is really awkward when you already know the artist personally. Like, it's like, okay, I just can't tell. You can't show me what he's working on now. Yeah. It's like top secret.
Yeah.
But like Image and stuff isn't like you supply all the artwork. The artist send it to me. I send it, get it approved. Sometimes you go through an approval process where like the creators, they're like, no, this isn't good. Fix it. Or too sexual. Fix it.
Yeah, her boobs are too big.
Ivan has a problem with boobs that get too big sometimes.
He makes them very voluptuous.
I saw your post on that, and I had to crack up a little bit.
And I'm like, we'll sell more of them.
Gotta bring them down to B cups, damn it.
Yeah, basically. That's basically the conversation I've had with Ivan. Like, just a little smaller. He draws too much for Dynamite.
Right.
or Zenscope.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, Zenscope.
So, as far as last questions coming across, and I got this from a lot of people on our Facebook page as well as on the Instagram in regards to Whatnot. How are you feeling? You just being, I believe, like just about a month and a half, 2 months in. And what advice would you give to people that are nervous about setting up their own Whatnot store?
It took a long time for Brandon to convince me to do Whatnot because Brandon was saying one of like the founding members, I guess, of the Whatnot Facebook group.
Yeah, and Jonathan from Hive Comics was trying to get me to do it for a long time.
Like when it not very
like for like the last year
started. I mean,
it's not scary.
It's not so bad anymore. It helps that like I don't see anybody else's face but my own and Brandon. And there's like the comments and the thing, which is fun. I love getting to see the same people all the time and how I said, like, I've gotten to know their first names and stuff and making that connection. And that helps me feel more at ease and comfortable because now I'm like in a room with all my friends and we're just chatting and having fun and talking about stupid shit. And it's nice.
That's why I started a podcast. So I definitely get where you're coming from. Yeah. But be sure to check them out on Whatnot. But before we wrap up, we got to do a this or that challenge. So I'm going to go back and forth between the two of you.
Okay.
You got to pick one. So it's straight up. And you can give an explanation if you want to. It's something that we're known for. We're starting to bring this back this season. So I'm going to give you two options. You got to pick one or the other. There's no tie. There's no, just, you got to pick one. And if you want to give an excuse for picking one, it's okay. You can totally do that, but you don't have to if you don't want to.
Okay.
All right.
Let's do this. So we'll go ahead and start with Melissa on this one. Chris Evans or Chris Hemsworth? Ooh, Chris Evans.
Okay.
Even with the mustache?
I mean, he's got a weird, he has a hideous mustache right now in that new Netflix movie.
I know, I haven't seen it yet.
But I've always had a crush on him.
It's funny because I was just telling her my memories of Chris Hemsworth are not another teen movie with the banana that I was just talking about.
That is unfortunate.
Hey, we all got to start somewhere, especially actors and actresses. All right, so Brandon, Poison Ivy or Harley Quinn?
Harley Quinn.
Okay. All right, back to Melissa over here. PlayStation or Xbox?
Xbox. PlayStation has too many like sports games.
Okay. All right. Any favorite Xbox game?
I don't know. She doesn't. We have all Xboxes.
I mean, we have an Xbox every kid's bedroom.
There's a lot of Xboxes laying around.
And downstairs, we have.
All right. Back to Brandon here. We're going to go Star Wars or Star Trek?
Star Wars.
Excellent answer. All right. Melissa, we're going to do Taco Bell or Chipotle?
Chipotle.
Okay. All right. There's a lot of fans out there. It's like one of those 50-50 things. So a lot of our Chipotle fans are about to be like, yes.
And Taco Bell is really good too, but it makes my tummy hurt. So I have little kids. They say tummy and potty.
I get it. I just feel like if I'm going to have fast food Mexican, I'm going to go Taco Bell. If I'm going to have anything else, it's going to be at an actual Mexican restaurant.
Yeah.
That's just my thing.
True.
All right, Brandon. Last but not least, vampires or werewolves?
Ooh, I have to say vampires. At least they live forever, right?
Very true. Very true. I've yet to see one person answer werewolves on this, but I think it'll happen one day.
Yeah, werewolves are hairy too, and you can't control them.
True. Very true. Yeah, and when it's a full moon, you're just screwed.
They have more like sex appeal to them.
That's a whole other conversation that we've had. We'll save that for Whatnot.
Here we go. Here we go. We're definitely going to have you guys back. It's been a blast. Why don't you, go ahead and tell our fans out there, obviously, if you've been listening, you know where to find them. But just a quick recap, where to find you on social media, the website, Whatnot, everything else. Have at it.
Yeah, we made it really simple. It's just like Rabbit Comics across the board. So rabbitcomics.com. Rabbit Comics is the name of our app, our Instagram page, Whatnot. So really easy to find us.
Just look for the bunny with the big teeth.
Yeah, the green bunny from your tattoo. Oh. He has it, the logo.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, he has Gorkam's rabbit.
That was our 1,000 followers.
Yes, when we hit 1,000 followers on Instagram, Brandon said he would tattoo the logo on his arm, and he did.
Goodness.
I'm the one. She's the one that plans. I just do it.
That's why you all been together for 18 years. You're showing the magic out there.
1 million followers, I would get the tattoo too.
1 million.
Because I know that's unattainable.
I'll get it on my face if we get it at 1 million.
Oh my God, you not.
You heard it here first.
Because then you're going to put it into the universe and you're going to curse yourself and it's going to happen. And then you're going to have to tattoo it on your face.
I'll delete it for right now unless you hit 1 million fans. I'll come back to me like, well, you remember when you said that? But no,
you'll be okay.
I would never do that to y'all.
It's not going to get that high. We're safe.
I appreciate it. Melissa, Brandon, hang out with us for just a second there. There you go. As always, be sure to follow us on social media, Zero Dark Nerdy, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all that fun stuff. And as always, big thank you to our sponsors out there, the Believe Podcast Network. Be sure to check out their website. That is BLEAV.com. BetOnline.ag for all your sports betting needs. And, of course, the best movie theater here in the Triad area, Red Cinemas. Be sure to check out their website, redcinemas.com. More episodes coming your way. As always, check out our website for past episodes, trailers, news, notes, and more. That is popculturepodcast.com. And we'll see you next week. Peace.
Peace.
Yeah! Victory!
And anger management?
Fuck anger management.
Thank you for listening to Believe. You can show support to your host by subscribing to the show and giving us a 5-star rating on your preferred platform. Check us out at Believe.com and search for BLEAV on YouTube.
Hey, it's Michelle Beadle. That's right, the Michelle Beadle. You're welcome. You love talking about sports. I love talking about sports. You know the only thing cooler than talking about sports? Sports! And right now, all your favorite sports are on Sirius XM. I'm talking every NFL game, every game from the NBA, NHL, MLB, every NASCAR race, golf major conference college sports, and all the top games in the WNBA. If it gets your heart pumping, it's on Sirius XM. So start your free trial of Sirius XM today. Visit SiriusXM.com/believe.